Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm bringing you the top 100 through to 76 of the most viewed board games of all time. Now we're starting this off this list with something approaching 1.9 million views, and this is a game that is very expensive. It's a few $100s, massive miniatures, obviously in this Lovecraftian space involving area control. This is Cthulhu Wars. If you want to see Cthulhu Wars video, particularly Duel, you can find that on the channel under how to set up, play and review. And next up we have 5 Tribes. You can find that on the channel as well, along with many other videos to do with expansions and promos and stuff like that in this Mancala game by Brulu Kathala. Then we've got The Resistance. Now if you want to see my Quest video and other games by Indie Boards and Cards, there's a playlist for that, and obviously for Quest. And then we've got Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. If you want to see the videos for such as games such as the second one, the Jack the Ripper games, please ensure you check that out as well. And if you want to see these higher up suggestions, obviously number 1, etc., that's going to come at a later date. So please do ensure that you do check back, hit the notification, hit the subscribe button, share, thumb it up to let me know you're enjoying the content. Let me know in the comments on YouTube is best. And via the description, you can support the channel via Patreon, follow over 2,500 posts on Instagram, and via Facebook. Please do like and follow there too. Okay, we've now got up Coup. Now this designer, Riki Tata, happened to also make the Chameleon. You can find that video on the channel as well, also by Indie Boards and Cards. And then we've got the original 2005 Descent, a game by Kevin Wilson. And then we've got Viticulture. Now, coming back to Descent, that is a cooperative game. There's now a cooperative version of Viticulture. You can find that on the channel as well. This happens to be the Central Edition. And then we've got Dominant Species. Now, the late Chad Jensen happened to also bring out Marine. And Marine I have played very recently. This is by GMT Games. This is a very heavy kind of worker placement, puzzly kind of game. Then we've got Pathfinder Adventure card game. I have not played this yet. We've then got Orleans. There's numerous other games by this designer, Rainer Stockhausen, on the channel, so please check them out as well, such as Lübeck, and also numerous games to do with Altiplano. Next up we have Mechs vs Minions. This game made a lot of money on Kickstarter. This isn't what they normally do. They normally do board games, but this has funded very well. Next up we have the cooperative game Zombicide. This is the first one. It's an excellent game by Simon. Did very well on Kickstarter as well. More videos to do with Zombicide on the channel. Just search AmassGames Zombicide. Next up, Zulkin, or Zocolin, if your name is Ryan Sturm, is how you pronounce it, involving these cogs that move around by the excellent designers from Italy, Daniele Cecchini and Simeone Ciani. Next up, we've got Citadels. This game came out in 2000, inspired by the game Vrater, which you can find on the channel. So just type Verrater. This game is by Bruno Ferduti. Came out in the year 2000. There's 2 different versions of it. It's very popular. Next up, we have Jaws of the Lion. I'm still playing through Jaws of the Lion, a dungeon crawling game involving cards which you're trying to play out and cooperatively beat the nemesis that you face. We've then got Dixit. Now, this is the first game to pass the 2 million mark. It's a conceptual game. It's sold millions of copies. I'm a big fan of it. I've got lots of expansions. Just search again AmassGames Dixit to find out more about that. And then next up, we've got Love Letter. Now, this is another kind of guessing game, very interesting game in lots of guises. Takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes typically, because of everyone's going to fight on each other, and naturally everyone's going to slow everyone down to try and reach the victory points of 3 or 4 or something. So no one's going to rush away with it normally, because you're going to pick on whoever's in the lead, by AEG. Then we've got the Lord of the Rings Journeys to Middle-earth. Now, I've got plenty of playlists on here to do with Lord of the Rings, so check out that playlist called Lord of the Rings. This one I haven't played yet, but there's another video to do with Lord of the Rings coming up later on. Now, Lost Ruins Varnak, this came out only a few years ago, and it happens to be a worker placement game, also on this list. Then we have Food Chain Magnet, going strong. Mice and Mystics, both this and Food Chain Magnet, very different kind of games. This is a cooperative game, but both are kind of well-known titles that people want to check out. And here we go, War of the Ring, another Lord of the Rings games. However, this is not a trilogy. The Lord of the Rings is a novel split into 3 parts. That's how it is, and obviously the publisher, I think, said it must be in 2 parts. They said, let's make it into 3. Initially, they wanted it as 1. But yes, lots of videos on the channel to do this, and lots more to come, lots more expansions and stuff. Now, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. This is a cooperative game. We're exploring a map and trying to fulfill destinies and stuff like that by Awakened Realms. We've then got Clank, which literally is a deck building adventure. We're going underground and trying to be the best, basically, and by Renegade by Paul Denon. Next up, we have the top. This is basically number 76 in this particular part of the list. This is a game by Rainer Knizia. Dr. Rainer Knizia, I have played with his assistant son, and there's a playlist for him as well. So hopefully you find this of interest. And for now, back to the table.